Hi foodies and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing things different. So I'm going to be making a sausage and vegetable masala. Now this is my recipe. So we're going to get this pan on. And the first thing I'm going to put in that pan is a little mirin seasoning. Now you can use oil, and I'm using this. And into that I'm going to add one chopped onion, a squeeze of garlic puree, so about a teaspoon, and the same with ginger. And we're going to let that cook nicely together. Now I did turn the pan down because I don't want it too hot, because this one's going to be a nice and slow one, but you can always speed it up. So we're just going to cook that onion for a few minutes. Now you can use brown onion, you don't have to use the red onion. I'm just using what I have, and I happen to have red onion. So we're going to let that sweat for a couple of minutes. Now normally I would use fresh garlic, but I just didn't have any in that was good enough. Same with the ginger. Now into that I cut up some sausages. I used 6 sausages and I cut them up into small bite-sized pieces. So we're going to kind of fry these off so they have a nice colour, and it releases those flavours into the pan with the onion, the garlic and the ginger. Make sure everything's in the pan. So I'm going to continue to cook these sausages for a while until they're nicely browned. So when they are, I will bring you back. Now we're getting a nice pour onto those sausage pieces. The next thing I'm going to do is add a tin of tomatoes. And you can use any tomatoes. That's the tomatoes in. The next I'm going to add some vegetable masala seasoning, which is this one. Now I'm just going to sprinkle some in. I'm going to say roughly 1 to 2 tablespoons, or to your preferred choice. Mix all that nicely in. Now I am going to put some MSG in there, just a small pinch. You can use salt. I want the flavours just to pop, so that's a pinch of that in. And that's the bag I put that in. Now we're going to also add our mixed vegetables in, and I'm just using a frozen bag of mixed vegetables. So roughly half a packet. Give that a nice mix in. And then I'm going to put some water in that, and I'm going to turn it down, and then I'm just going to let it cook away and let the flavours come together nicely. So I'm using a can of water. Now that may look too much, but we're going to reduce that down as it continues to cook. Now I may put a little bit more seasoning in that. So a little more seasoning. As I said, it's your choice of how much seasoning you want to put in. If you like it spicy, then put more in. If you don't, then don't. And that's basically it. So I'm going to let that cook down and simmer until the liquid has become thickened, which it will do as it will reduce down. So when that is ready, I'll bring you back for the taste test. Now I've had this on for a while as it's thickened up nicely. So I'm going to put some of this into a bowl, let it cool down a little bit, and we'll give it a taste test. As you can see, I have some in a small bowl, so we'll give it a taste test. So we're going to give this a taste test. We'll try the juice with some vegetables on first. Tomatoey, but not too tomatoey, and the spice at the kick end of that. That's really nice. It certainly warm you up if it's a cold day and raining like it is here. Definitely a nice one. As I said, it is spicy. Now you could add cubes of potatoes in that. I didn't want to because I've had enough carbs this week with the rice. I just wanted something plain, simple, filling, delicious. So if you like the content, please give it a like, share, subscribe, all that. Don't forget to leave a comment in the comment box, and until the next video, thank you for watching. Goodbye.